Hey guys, it's me again. I'm back to talk about what I had mentioned in my previous video. I mean, I don't even know where to start, but it's Sunday and a lot of people are watching football and having like family dinners and get together and going to church and, you know, just relaxing, maybe going to the beach. But that's in like normal life. But there's some people out there, such as myself, who are in a toxic, narcissistic, highly abusive, traumatic environment, relationship, family, situationship, friendship, whatever ship you're on. And days like today, you know, lead to videos like this. And, you know, I'm really tired of being silenced, sitting quietly, letting myself be the bigger person and the healing person, the working on myself person. My brain is seriously, when you're in a highly abusive situation, the mental trauma that happens, it's almost indescribable. It's the most horrific thing I've ever been through. So let's get to, you know, what I was talking about. I am a godly woman, and I do believe in my higher power. So I think that I would like to pray first before I talk to you guys. I respect everybody's religion, everybody's beliefs. You can fast forward through my prayer if you want, but I'm gonna close my eyes and say a prayer really quick. Dear Heavenly Father, I come to you today with a humble spirit. I pray, Lord, that you give me the words that may help other people, Lord, and open their eyes. And Lord, please take all the words that are coming from my heart that may be confusing or lost, and you bring forth the message that not only I need to hear and reaffirm for myself, but that it may get to somebody else who really needs to hear and feel not alone, and support and understanding and mercy and grace and love and honesty and boldness. And Lord, I just thank you so much for this day that you've given me the voice to be able to speak, and, you know, the courage to be able to continue to move on, though my environment at this time doesn't seem to be supporting my hopes and my dreams. Lord, I just pray that you continue to protect every single one of us from the enemy, and that no weapon forged against us shall prosper, Lord, that you will protect us and guide us. In your precious name we pray. Amen. Okay. So as you can see, I'm sitting in my truck to finish getting ready. My nephew had a birthday party today, and my mom's taking my daughter to the party. So I'm married to a very mentally and emotionally abusive, covert, narcissist, sociopath. I mean, there really isn't a specific term. So, little, refresher. I've been married and with this man, I can't even call him a man, guy, almost 3 years. And in this 3-year period of time, I have come to learn that him and his ex-wife run his business, our business, together. And she's very young. I think she just turned 25 or 26. He's 43. And I didn't know all this when we met. And it's a very unhealthy relationship. She is obsessed with him. She claims to have made the biggest mistake of her life, and she would do anything to be with him again. He's infatuated with her to the sense that she makes him money. She jumps when he says jump. And, it fuels his ego because he knows she wants him and he doesn't. So he uses her and to get what he wants. The sad part is he's bragged to me about how he uses her, and he bragged about how we got rid of her and all the shadiness. And I've said to him, like, is that supposed to be attractive? But anyways. So I have left my narcissist a total of 3 times. And took all my stuff and got another place. Or moved into an Airbnb. But this last time, I left. I got an apartment. This was 3 months ago. And within a month of being gone, I had signed up for school. I had gotten everything set up and was getting my daughter ready to start school. It was the last month of summer. I was trying to get everything reconnected back, all my insurance and stuff like that. Anyways, the last week of the month, he started to come around and tell me everything that I wanted to hear. Every single thing that I had told him previously that hurt, that made me not trust him, that, brought us to the place where I could not be in that relationship anymore. Well, the kicker is in the 2 years that him and I were together, he had diagnosed me with a mental illness. Funny, huh? And he seemed to believe that if I go get help, mental help, and figure out how to get a handle on my mental illness, then everything would be fine. His specific words were, if we can figure out how to fix you, everything else will be fine. It'll all work out. So at that point, I agreed to the things that, I was doing that wasn't conducive for a healthy relationship, or that wasn't helping, taking accountability for my own actions. And what I can do is tell you a little brief moment of what my actions were that he found to be abusive. He said I was a major abuser to him. Was when I found out that he was lying, or he was making decisions for life, making plans with other people, or with us and other people, or outings, or whatever the case may be. And then basically came to me after, and then would let me know, kind of, hey, this is what's going on, but are you cool with it? And I'm like, you have already arranged this, talked to that person, made the plans, got everything all set up, and then you ask me, or say something. And I would get an answer like, I didn't think that you cared. I didn't want to ask you if such and such wasn't available, or if this wasn't going to be able to go through. I'm like, if this person wasn't available then why would they be available now? Anyways, getting off track. No communication, no respect, nothing. Okay, so I would then voice my opinion and tell him what would hurt me, what would bother me, what he was doing that was damaging the relationship or the marriage. And he would tell me, it's in your head. It's all in your head. You're making it up. That's not true. I don't do that. I don't say that. I do everything for you. That's the funny one. I do everything for you. So anyways, it would go to me slowly withdrawing. I would slowly start withdrawing in conversations. I would stop wanting to go places together. I wouldn't be comfortable being in the same room. Because not only, all that goes on, these highly narcissistic, toxic, abusive people, once they know and they feel like you're becoming a threat, or you're not being in compliance with their expectation of you to sit, smile, and nod your head yes. And if you have an opinion or a thought or a feeling or a need or a want outside of their one-track tunnel vision, then all is off the table then. So, the mirroring kicks in, all right? Because once you, the abused, starts getting discarded and ignored and invalidated and dismissed and minimized. And, you know, they have nothing to go off of to mirror in a positive way. So they go into a state of, you know, pretending like it's almost like a state of static till they can figure out if you're going to keep going in the direction of, you know, setting your boundaries and wanting to be acknowledged or actually have a partner, or, you know, that direction, or if you're going to go in the direction of submission and silence and giving up the fight of being an individual, being heard, being seen, being acknowledged, being cared for, respected, loved. They want you just to abandon you because there is no you to them. There's only them. And once they see that's where the static comes in, where they're trying to figure out which way you're going. Then when they see you, you know, going the way of trying to be a human, they don't like that. No human here, bro. So they're like, oh shit, human bad, we don't like human here, we like robot. So anyways, I would start to, you know, it would progress. You know, I would stop sleeping in the bed. I would start sleeping in my daughter's room. And then it would just get to where I would basically move in my daughter's room. I wouldn't go in his room. I would avoid him. And I would be so depressed and so mind-effed and so out of whack mentally about that cortisol, that fight or flight, that shaking, anxiety, numbness. Dude, it put me on the floor. I couldn't leave the house. I couldn't get up and get dressed. I couldn't brush my teeth. I couldn't feed myself. I couldn't do anything. I could barely put sentences together. I was just, it was bad. It was bad. And then we'd have a big blowout fight, and I would then have to apologize to him for inconveniencing his life, his trust in me, his, everything. So I would then have to apologize to him for inconveniencing his life, for being hurt from him and causing him problems. I'm gonna let you sit with that for a second. Help me, Jesus. So after all that, you know, cycle happened so many times, I left. I couldn't take it anymore. Not to mention he's had 2 dating apps. You know, anytime him and I have gotten into arguments, he runs to the dating apps and other women, and, you know, they need attention. You know, if we're not telling them how amazing they are, you know, just to make it through a day, they're definitely going to find someone else to do it. So, back to him thinking I have a mental problem. So I agreed to go to therapy with him. So me and my daughter took our 2-bedroom, 2-story townhome, fully furnished, and moved back in. We went to one therapy session with a lady that I had seen previously by myself one time for 45 minutes. And then within 30 minutes of being in this session with this lady proceeded to say, "Can I say it? Can I say the N word?" And I was like, "What?" She was like, "Oh, with him there, he's not a narcissist. He cares about you. See? He has empathy. He has stated." I immediately quit talking. Wow. Dangerous. Therapist, come on. You cannot diagnose or not diagnose somebody in 30 minutes with 3 people talking. You don't think at 43 years old that this dude hasn't been playing this game, doesn't know what to say? Come on. So I reported her to the board. I let them know that, dude, you directly put me and my daughter in harm's way the moment you did that. Because he started treating me even worse. That was his green light. That was his green light to amp the abuse up to about a 3,000. Anyways, it's hard to think. It really is. All right, so after this, I think I was back like a week. I think within that first week, I was there a couple days. We went to that appointment. The moment she said that, that's when that switch flipped. Slowly started to devalue me like I'm garbage. He also has this really, really, really deep desire to control every single thing I do. I refuse to work with him and his toxic ex-wife. That these two are pretty sick. Over these years, he's told her he loves her. She's his rock. He can't see his life without her. And the answer I got to that was, that's how he motivates his workers. He tells everybody he loves them. Whatever. I know he isn't in love with this girl, like physically, but he is in love with the fact that he can manipulate her, control her, and I won't work with them. Okay? I have my own dreams, and he doesn't like that. He doesn't want that. So he started lying again. Lying, getting caught in lies, lying about buying purses, lying about where he's going, what he's doing, just lying. I told him, oh, I'm not doing this lying stuff, right? So this was 2 weeks after, I told him, this isn't working, the lying, like, I thought we were, growing. He's like, oh, I'm working on it. Oh, nothing changes overnight. It's the same old shit. I mean, like, narcissists don't come up with new shit. It's like the level of unintelligence that goes along with this disease, mental illness, whatever you want to call it, is so unoriginal. It's like a played out soundtrack that never changes. They literally it's comical that each time they try to destroy your life, it's literally the same way. Like, it's nothing new. So, what I got from, letting him know that, I'm healing, I'm growing. We had several conversations about that. Like, come on, man. I'm healing, I'm growing. I want to do this together. Like, be accountable. Stop doing this stuff. Like, I thought we were a team. I thought we were doing this. And, it's always some story to hurry up and get out of the conversation and keep moving forward. Well, I do with that what I'm given. Okay? Because let me tell you something. Mom Tay is healing. Okay? Growing and healing. I am growing. I am healing. And I am not reverting back to what I used to. I'm stronger. Okay? I've learned. I'm stronger. I no longer go hide in the room. I actually just stopped sleeping in the bed with him about a week ago. Very, very... Anyways. I quit sleeping in the bedroom about a week ago. And, disappears all day. Who knows? And I don't really care anymore. But I don't lay on the floor anymore and do any of that. I actually feel really good about the time that I spent communicating in the right way, letting him know exactly how I felt, and then keeping my composure. I still cooked dinner. I still cleaned the house. I was still kind. I still had conversations, minimal ones, but, little ones. And then it slowly starts to where it's where they start twisting and watching and trying to figure out how it went from them having to be accountable and you're upset because they hurt and keep doing the same pattern, and then all of a sudden they start the plot, bro. They start that plot. They start that payback. They start that devalue to the max. They start figuring out any way humanly possible that they can discredit you, that they can try to, make you look like a bad person. And it's desperate. It's a desperate attempt. And so now we're to sleeping on the couch and we don't talk. He just said, that I created this. Because he wouldn't choose this if it was up to him. That if I would just tell him what he did and what was wrong, that we could get back on track. And I proceed to tell him, I have told you. I've told you 1,000,000 times in 1,000,000 different ways. It's not my fault. You don't acknowledge, don't listen. Wait. You don't care. You don't give a flying crap about anything. But what you think, what you feel, what you want, what you need. If I start talking about that, oh boy. The miracle of acknowledging what's going on will happen real fast. I mean, so within the past couple weeks, I don't lay on the floor. I leave the house. I go do productive things. I am trying to finish my schooling. I want to open my own business. I want to keep pursuing and moving forward in a healthy way. And he doesn't like that. He doesn't seem to think that that I should be allowed to do that. Because to him, he has given me life. He's the one who gave me life. So, therefore, I have no business being out and about or going places. So, I've been, exercising, working on my business, working on school, working on healing, working on healthy, and, the other day, it was Friday. My daughter and I were at home. She didn't go to school that day. And he asked me if I wanted to watch a movie. I said no thanks. He asked me if I wanted to do something else, and I said no thanks. So then he left. My daughter and I got dressed for the day like we do every single day. And I told my daughter, I'm going to do an hour of schoolwork on the computer, and we're going to go. She's like, okay, Mommy, such a good girl. He proceeded to come in the door and be extremely loud and obnoxious, because they need to be Attention, attention. Me, me, me. Attention, attention. Me, me, me. You know, that's how they are. And so he was talking to my daughter out in the living room. I couldn't do my schoolwork because this attention seeker needed all the attention. So we just got our shoes on and we left. Well, this is where this shit gets real. This shit's about to get real. It's about to get real crazy stupid. I'm talking, about as uneducated, trashy, immature, childish. Okay? So me and my daughter decide to leave and go for a little drive. Okay? We start going down the road, and next thing you know, here comes this truck, okay, with a couple chicks in it and some kids. Speeding up next to us, following us. I've never seen this person before that's driving. So I'm like, what is going on? My daughter, who's sitting in the passenger seat with me, 7 years old, autistic, okay? Freaking out, crying, scared, wanting to call 911, okay? I turned into a shopping mall, got off an exit that I wasn't even getting off on, got back on the highway, still following me, and not even trying to be stealthy about it. Like, straight up just stalking me. I went around 3 different towns, okay? And then finally, me and my daughter are so hungry because it's about to be dinner time. It was like 4:30 or something like that. We just pull in a restaurant, okay, over on the beach. Because right across the street from there is a beach access, and it's got like a little fountain plaything area for kids. So my daughter and I pulled into this restaurant, sat down and ate. We left, got back in our car, drove across the street, went down to the beach. She played on the little playground right there on the way to the beach. We went down to the beach. We played in the water for about, I don't know, an hour. We got back in the truck. We went to go get ice cream and went home. Okay? Sounds like a beautiful Friday afternoon, huh? Sounds really relaxing. Good quality time spent with my daughter. Away from, a toxic tension environment. I get home. The first thing this narc says to me is, "Are you leaving?" Because that's what I would ask him when he'd show up. I'm like, "Please tell me you're leaving again." And I said, "No, but you can." And he's like, "Nah, you can go be with whatever guy you were just with. That I can go be with whatever guy I was just with." Think about this, y'all. This is where the abuse, straight up manipulation, projection, triangulation, devaluing, integrity, morals, value, respect. I'm talking, this is where the real sick, extreme sickness comes in. I'm like, oh, honey, reactive abuse is real. I have no voice because for those couple weeks that I sat at home silent and not being able to talk about my feelings, expressing myself, not being able, just literally being isolated, alone. I don't have any friends. I'm not allowed to. I don't, have anyone to talk to or anyone to go to because he has literally stripped me of all of that. And this very abusive individual proceeds to tell me that his ex-wife that is extremely obsessed, very childish, no offense and no judgment, but used to be a prostitute. That's how they met. He scooped her up off the street and, got her off drugs and whatever. Seen me and my daughter, my 7-year-old daughter, who I love and respect more than anything in this world, with some guy at a restaurant, and they have pictures. I said, let me see them. He doesn't need to, he said. He told me that I'm not a woman, that if I was a woman, I would admit to being a cheater. He said that I am not a godly woman because I'm screwing somebody. And that's how I don't get, how it goes from all of a sudden there's this magic guy sitting at a table with us, and then now I'm sleeping with him. And his ex-wife, who he works with every single day, talks to every single day, is obsessed with him, and I have a multitude of emails, text messages, all this stuff about her, letting me know how much she loves this guy. Is anyone seeing anything wrong here? Then this idiot tries to tell me that is my son lying too? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Your son lies because you lie. You teach him how to lie. And then you dump him with a lady who's not his mother, who you dragged in off the street. Y'all, can anybody see what's going on here? Can anyone see the sick, twisted, and twisted shit? I'm talking, this is some mental, emotional. Alright, so now, this motherfucker's trying to excuse my French, I'm sorry. This dude is trying to tell me what we had, we don't have no more because you destroyed it being a cheater. I'll never look at you the same. Blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you a little secret. Y'all, sometimes you just gotta let the trash take itself out. Okay? Y'all, let that trash take itself out. So after, the initial confrontation where I lost my ever-loving mind, because at that point, it all came to a head. I'm talking every single thing, all the anger, all the hurt, all the disappointment, all the frustration, all of it came out at that moment. It all came out. I freaking went from being silent and sad, like a silent, sad robot, to, honey, I don't think that the words could have came out any faster. I couldn't keep up. Like, I literally couldn't even keep up with the words and how fast they were coming out of my mouth. I couldn't even breathe. I was screaming. I smacked a Lysol can off the dresser onto the floor. Oh my God. And he let me know he was recording me. Well, I'm like, good, give me a copy so I can listen to it and remind myself of what you do to me. Like good. You're recording how the abuse takes place, right? Because apparently I'm the abuser. Because I yelled. I yelled my feelings. So I am so abusive. Because I let him know how much of a loser he was. And that he's a piece of garbage. Because how dare you, first of all, come at me and tell me that I'm cheating. You can't furnish a thing because there isn't anything. I've been isolated. Okay? I go nowhere. I speak to nobody. I'm talking a 39-year-old woman that has not one single person that she can have in her life without a problem. Him and her told me that I need to be her friend. I'm going to be her best friend. I don't want to be your girl's best friend, honey. She gross. I don't like her. She thirsty. Come on. Because I'm not laying on the floor. Come on, y'all. I'm talking to anyone that's going through this. This is real. Okay? So now that the narc husband and the ex-wife decided that they get to manufacture up an imaginary human being that I'm with and that I've been with. One, he tracks my phone, okay? My phone's on his plan. So he can find out who I'm talking to, who I'm texting, like literally everything. These phones are like little tracking devices. So I have nothing to hide. Okay? Like, seriously. He can pick up my phone at any moment. He can go ahead and have it. Okay? There ain't nothing on there. I'm sorry, I'm not you. I don't take my phone into the shower with me. You know, he's got several phones, so if I'm like, hey, let me get that phone, you know, I'll be like, here you go. And the thing is, that's even worse, is he doesn't care what's on his phone. So if there's something on his phone that I believe to be incriminating or hurtful or wrong to do or say in a marriage, of course I'm wrong. Of course it's nothing, right? Because it's my problem that I wanted to see it anyways. So, on top of the fact that you got my phone on lock, does anyone think that it would be necessary to speak to somebody in order to meet them? Like, just to meet a person. Not to just meet up, but to actually meet another human being. You would have to contact them. Well, y'all. Alright. So, not only does he track my phone, monitor my phone, he monitors my computer, he monitors the house. He's got voice activating tape recorders lined up throughout the house. And today, I showed you all the video. Is the second tracking device that I've found on my car. the second one. And then, y'all, this is crazy. I mean, I have to share this because I don't talk to anyone. I don't have anyone to share this with. I mean, this just doesn't even seem real, does it? I mean, there's like 5 different ways that you're stalking me from afar, which doesn't make sense to me. Usually like a real man or woman or whoever it is in the partnership, they usually just talk, you know. They talk about this stuff and, you know, work through it and, you know. First of all, there ain't nothing to work through when you have a brain. And you know that, oh my gosh. Here we go with the Jerry Springer drama. The Jerry Springer drama with the little kid ex-wife. Jeez. But you can tell these people thrive off of it. So not only are you tracking me and following me and stalking me from afar, somehow, and all that, there hasn't been anything or anyone. I lost my pick. I use a pick to separate my eyelashes. So anyways, y'all, I'm just trying to, you know, come on here and spread some awareness and let people know that they're not alone. There are crazy people out there doing some crazy stuff, y'all. I'm living it right now. I'm living it right now. You know, and the funny thing is just last week I was sitting there thinking to myself, you know, God, I feel really good. I feel really good that I am a good woman, that I have great morals, great values, respect for myself, and that I don't do shady stuff. I'm not a liar. I'm not a cheater. I'm none of those things. I'm not, I really am, you know, not trying to just, you know, toot my own horn here, but, you know, my husband got an amazing one-of-a-kind catch. And because I pushed him to grow, I didn't allow his indiscretions to be validated or just slide by and, you know, be ignored. That hit that narcissistic injury, you know, because being a strong woman, being with the narcissist, it doesn't work, because he wants to rip you down. You know, in the beginning, oh my gosh, that was the best thing about me, right? And then, unbeknownst to me, this individual comes at me telling me that all the qualities that make up who I am are bad. All the qualities that, and drive and focus and every single thing about me and who I am didn't align with what he wanted. I've always worked. I've always been really focused on bettering myself and learning and education. I love learning. I love school. I love, really expanding my boundaries in that aspect. And when he first met me, he praised me for it. He even hired somebody to help me design my business website. And then, like, I had came over to his house and we sat on the couch. I brought my laptop and he had me sit there and, like, read to him all these beautiful writings I had wrote, about my business and, stuff like that, acting like, oh my God, he's going to support my dreams. He's going to help me, continue to climb the ladder of success, whatever that looked like to me, right? And he known that I had been working on that for several months, really hard. Like, I was to the point to where I was almost ready to, like, launch into full swing business mode. Y'all, this ain't no joke. This is no joke. I've been sitting in my car talking to you guys for an hour now. The sad part is that when I get off here, I'm still stuck in the abuse. I'm still stuck in the abuse of, the torture and of what it's going to be like when I get back home. The mental and emotional abuse to me and my daughter. It doesn't just go away when the video ends. This is why we need awareness. We need teams. I wish that there was some type of group, local group to go to, support group, because I would go in a heartbeat. This is the only place I can go. It's talking to you guys. And that's even scarier too, because I am stalked and harassed through the internet as well. Yep. All right, you guys. So I'd like to hear your comments, and if anyone else is going through stuff like this with their abuser, where they have made up an imaginary person. I mean, he's got stories and descriptions, and I mean, he's got this whole fantasy land played out. Doesn't that seem extremely mental? For real. Does that not sound like a really, really, really sick individual? Y'all, I don't cheat. And, I work on myself. I was trying to have a marriage. But that's my fault. That's where you have to stop beating yourself up. When you try and try and try and try, and then, you get sucked back in. You got to understand. I'm understanding. This is for me too. This is for us, survivors of abuse. Please don't be afraid to speak out. I'm still scared. But you know what? God sees, hears, right? Get that? This abuse ain't no joke. Like, subscribe, follow. Let's get through this. Let's do this. Lies.